You're listening to Stenner Production Spin Charts.
Thank you for tuning in to the Stenner Production Spin Charts. Spin Charts Radio. I'm Will Stenner. We have Curious Quail coming up. Got an exclusive interview with them.
And now for this week's featured artist.
This is not the end, she says. She's drenched in blood. You laugh and say, good God, are you crazy? We've got enough. What's flowing like broken glass in your ears? But against all odds, it starts to make sense, and you feel, oh, together think of everything we could be. We could be friends. Living out someone else's life. Who didn't choose?
Thank you for listening to Spin Charts Radio. You just heard Rallying Cry from Curious Quail, and I have Mike with me on the phone from Curious Quail. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fantastic, Will. It's good to talk to you.
You too. I'm glad. I like your stuff. I ran across it on Sonic Bids, so I hit you up.
Awesome.
So Rallying Cry, is that a protest song?
No, it's actually not. We're full disclosure, we're a bunch of nerds. So every song that we've released so far has been part of this ongoing storyline from a book series that I kind of gave up on writing, so we converted the storylines into songs. And so the last couple albums that we put out have all been these concept albums that follow the story. And so the Rallying Cry, the new single, it's a continuation of that story, following a different group of characters that are, kind of experiencing a very grim future. I think is probably the best way to put it.
A very grim future. Well, that's interesting. Taking a novel and then turning it into a music series. That's
yeah. I'm really bad at writing dialogue. I think it's kind of where it all stemmed from. I started writing the book about 15 years ago now, and it never really coalesced in a way that I wanted it, and being able to keep the themes going and use the lyrics and use the sort of melodic narratives. Like, we've got specific songs that are about specific characters, and then in a later song, if that character resurfaces, there's a melodic callback. You can hear, pieces of the different songs together, sort of like a musical, but all done in rock music and not in a way that, I think the concept album phrase scares people off a lot, but it's way less heavy-handed than that, and it's pretty vague. A lot of people listen to our stuff and have no idea that that's actually what's going on.
Well, yeah, because what did I ask if it was a protest song, and I was way off. But
see, that's the best part, because then everyone can come up with their own interpretation and see what the song means to them.
Yeah. That's poetry at its finest.
Amen.
Now, when you write the music and it has to do with characters, do any of the band members reflect the characters?
No, because it's kind of a weird situation in that the band started as a solo project back in 2008, and as I sort of progressed doing I would write the music on a Nintendo Game Boy and an acoustic guitar, and then kind of layer stuff on top of that, and then at live shows I would loop it and stack samples on top of each other, and sing over my own voice and stuff like that. And eventually it sort of built a live band, and in about 2013 we all sort of decided, hey, we are officially a 5-piece band. And so from then forward, we've all sort of been like a consistent group. But prior to that, as I was writing the songs and as I was releasing them, it was sort of rotating people coming in and out to be the face of the band.
I see. That's interesting. I've never heard of it like that before, but but that sounds like your niche.
It's been a fun experience so far.
How is the relationship between band members?
It's great, especially since 2013 when we kind of all figured out who was in, who was out. We had a couple of live members that they had other stuff going on and they couldn't commit to it full time. So we all sort of kind of banded together, and it's such a cliche to say this, but we're definitely like family. We all we get along very well, and the interactions between all of us, and I think some bands, it's sort of I'm dreading going to rehearsal because I have to see these people kind of thing, and for us, it's like, oh man, it's not a rehearsal night.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. So, you just released an album, 2014? Was your latest album?
Yes. So After the Lights Failed came out in 2014. And that was the result of a Kickstarter that we did where we, the five of us decided, since everything we'd released prior to that was recorded by me, mostly by myself in like a kitchen studio, we decided we were going to go into like a real studio with a real producer and actually do the whole thing. So we ran a Kickstarter for it, and we hit our $6,000 goal in the first week, and then we closed out the project with over $10,000.
Wow.
People really liked it. Kickstarter featured it on their staff picks because they really liked what we were doing, and it's a crazy experience. And so through the extra funding, we were able to do a full documentary about the recording process, which came out earlier this year. kind of chronicling going up to the studio, all the different days of tracking and everything, and it sort of follows the whole experience from first day to when we released it. And then we also were able to do a music video that for one of the songs called Instant Gratification that our drummer Joey, he's a sketch artist, but he set aside the time to completely hand animate a stop motion video, and it's amazing.
I gotta see that, and I want to see the other video that you did, the one that chronicles what you guys did. Where can we find that?
Both of those are available on our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Curious Quail. We've got the documentary. It's called The Making of After the Lights Failed, and then the music video for Instant Gratification.
I love watching that stuff. I love watching stuff like that. I get pulled in. I'm a YouTube junkie. I'm always on YouTube.
Nice.
Yep. Now your website. I gotta tell people it's curiousquail.com. You gotta check out their website. I'm looking at it. It's a really nice website. You don't come across them very often, but this one, if I had to vote in a contest, I mean, I'd give it 5 stars. I don't know, man. I just love your website.
Thank you very much.
So let's see. We got Instant Gratification coming up, and you have the video. There's a video for that. That's
correct.
And your drummer he's a sketch artist. He put that together. So tell us a little bit about the song, and then we're gonna go right into it.
Sure. The song sort of the album After the Lights Failed is about a group of people surviving in a post technology environment, and this song, it's the second track on the record, and it kind of chronicles the before and after. It's very apparent that people living in a society where they're very disconnected from everything because they are connected into technology, and it's no dig against technology. It's just sort of like a social commentary in that regard. And when it's all taken away, how their lives are very, very different. And the music video in this case is actually pretty literal in that it follows the story of the original song. The short story that became the song, Joey's video follows the story pretty to the letter.
Very interesting. Now, before we go, anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to give out? .coms or where people could buy your music?
Yeah, totally. We're on iTunes and Spotify, but you can also get our music on Bandcamp. And we are at Curious Quail on everything, Twitter, Instagram, across the board. And also, if you are in Northern California, on September 11th and 12th, we are hosting a chiptune music festival up in San Jose called Freak Fest NorCal, it's 2 nights of music where every band involved makes music, at least in part or entirely, with outdated video game and computer hardware. So old Commodores and Nintendo Game Boys, Nintendo Entertainment Systems. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun. Man, I'm going to have to look into that and see if I can travel up there.
Awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is Instant Gratification from Curious Quail. Mike, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, you too, Will.
Hang on the line while we go into the song. Ladies and gentlemen, turn it up. These guys got great hooks. Instant Gratification.
We built up these barricades like it was nothing. With a mouse and a keyboard, a passport and now only you all see. The moment you realize you don't even know your neighbor's first name. It brings many changes to start. Now we all live for someone else. We all live for someone else. your hopes for dear. It's time that we live in the song that you play and dream for every night. It's selfish and it's one that we know. We all live for someone else. We all live for someone else. I tell you that can never be when you think you will see. Listen, listen for my shot. Selling you vacation. Well, I see you never be when you think you will see. Instant gratification. Instant gratification. Oh, I know it's a part of me now. Oh, I know it's a part of me now. They're done, we're still breaking down these walls. It's when they're done, we're not. When they're done, we're still breaking down these walls. And when they're done, we're not. All live for someone else. We all live for someone else. I tell you I can never be when you think you will see. Listen, listen for my shot. Selling you vacation. I see you never be when you think you will see. Instant gratification. Instant gratification.
Musician Stenner Productions is booking interviews for their spin charts. Go to StennerProductions.com.